Hey, welcome. This is Monday, September 19th. Are you just running away? Oh, I can just take it off. We are going to get into a bell work, and then we're going to get into poetry. This is for my regular class. Once again, don't tear out pages from your notebook because it makes the pages fall out in front. You should be over halfway done with your book if you are staying on track as far as everything goes. You're going to make an entry into your table of contents on the Bellwork side called Magic Lynn's Game Show, because today we're going to introduce something new that I've never done before called the Magic Lynn's Game Show that I came up with this weekend. Don't forget we have homework, which is going to be due tomorrow, and I updated the directions. If you want to re-download them, it tells you if you had the 21 or higher, exactly how to follow that in order to tape it in. That's due tomorrow. Here's what you're going to do for the bell work. You have two sentences you are going to write down for this bell work. The first sentence says, "The hungry little caterpillar bravely ignored the rain." The second one says, "The amazing pizza party was absolutely packed with kids." What you're going to do is separate the sentences by a little thing, by a little space, and you're going to go through there and label, number two, label the part of speech for each word. So you're going to say hungry, is that a noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, little, noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, caterpillar, noun, for each one. Then you go back and find whichever ones you labeled as verbs, and you're going to tell me, is that verb an action verb or a boring verb? Big word, boring verb. Then, for all your nouns, you're going to tell me, is it a subject or an object? Then, for all your adjectives, you have to draw an arrow to the thing it is modifying. So if was is modifying absolutely, you would draw an arrow from was to absolutely. Same thing for adverbs. For the adverb, you're going to circle the word it modifies. So if party is my adverb and it is modifying was, then you would circle was because it connects to party. Then we have our first contestant who is getting ready to go for the very first round, which is the hungry little caterpillar bravely ignored the rain. To help you out, now that you have officially volunteered, I even will tell you how many nouns you have, how many pronouns, how many verbs, how many adjectives, and how many adverbs. So you can look up there to see, make sure it matches what you have, and that would hopefully makes things a little bit easier. As we go through, every two that you get correct in a row gains you a B point. If you get two wrong in a row, it loses you a B point. So if you keep missing them, it ends up going down, but you cannot go lower than 1, -1, and you cannot go higher than +5. All right? Okay. I wish you the best of luck. And then as before, you'll have 10 seconds for each answer as we go through and do it. And so once I say begin, you have 10 seconds. And then you have to lock in your answer. So you can go ahead and I get like the first one, hungry. You can go hungry, verb, and then you can look around the room. And if the class starts covering your ears, you're more than welcome to call on someone. But if you choose to call on someone, you still have to lock in your answer before I get to the 10 seconds. If the 10 seconds is up and you haven't locked in an answer, then that's when you're going to lose the point. All right, you keep track of my score? Good job, Gonzalez. Weasley, good luck. The hungry little caterpillar bravely ignored the rain. Nouns. What is our first noun in that sentence?
Caterpillar.
You have to make sure you lock it in, so we're doing anything official. So whenever you're ready, you say lock it in.
Lock it in.
Oh, you are correct. Second noun.
Rain. Lock it in.
Is correct. Now we'll go pronouns, none. Verbs. You have 1.
Ignored. Lock it in.
Is correct. So far he's gotten 1.5 points.
This marker doesn't work.
What? You just trash talk my marker, I can get you a better marker. Unless you have one of your own.
That's one I have.
No, aren't you a special child then? That would not be the right marker. Technical difficulties. All right, now we're back. All right, Gonzalez is back in play. All right, so you did the verb adjectives. You have 2 adjectives.
Hungry and little. Lock it in.
Wow, you went for both of them. Little. So how many points is that so far? 1, 2. He's at 2.5 points so far. All you have to do is just do hash marks. Just do like a slash and a slash. Or you can do that. Whatever works for you. Gonzalez. All right. And then we have adjectives. Adverbs.
Bravely, what it is describing, ignored.
All you have to do is tell me which word it is.
Bravely.
Oh.
Lock it in.
Oh. All right. Well, you're on fire so far. Now to the verbs. You have to tell me is ignored, action, or boring.
Verbs. Boring. Ignored. Lock it in.
Is incorrect. Not a boring verb. And you locked it in. So what would be your next guess?
Action.
Nicely done. It would be an action one. So let's see, that took us back 1. So we're at how many points for? 1, 2. We're at 3 points so far. And so, all right. And now we have one correct. And then for the nouns, you have to tell me if it's a subject or an object. So caterpillar, tell me if it's subject or object.
Subject. Lock it in.
No. Boldly going forward. Rain, subject or object.
Object. Lock it in.
Also correct. And for the adjectives, you have to tell me what they're describing. And so you're going to do hungry describes.
Caterpillar. Lock it in.
Okay. Little.
Caterpillar. Lock it in.
Okay. And then bravely.
Ignored. Lock it in.
Someone is rolling. Well done. That got you 5 B points. You may take the 5 B points, or you can always cash it in for a monkey treat. 5 B points it is. Well, that's how that round of the game was played. Good job, Weasley. All right, Ian. Now it's your turn to play the next round. Good job. Ty got 5 points. All right. Ready? Me too. The amazing pizza party was absolutely packed with kids. So it tells you get 2 nouns, no pronouns, 2 verbs, 2 adjectives, 1 adverb, 1 preposition.
I thought I was doing the caterpillar one.
Well, we already did that one.
Okay.
You ready for this one too?
I'll try it.
All right. I like your gung ho attitude. Let's see. Nouns. You're gonna have 2 of them. What is your first noun?
Pizza, lock it in.
Okay. Second noun.
Kids, lock it in.
You guys just go right for it, don't you? And verbs. You're gonna have 2 of them.
Was and with, lock it in.
What did you say? What was it again?
Was and with,
Was and with.
lock it in.
One of those is incorrect.
It's with.
And so what would be the correct answer then? 10, 9.
Amazing, lock it in.
Keep asking. And you can always
Amazing.
do amazing and then not lock it in and then use the crowd. It's up to you. 8, 7, 6, 5.
Lock it in.
Also incorrect. Amazing would be an adjective. One of those words is a verb you could do with a container of food.
Packed. Lock
Is
it in.
correct. So that would be your one there. So currently we're at, let's see, you had 1, 2, 1. He's at 0 points currently because he got 1, 2 in a row, and then he got 2 in a row. And then, let's see, pronoun, verb, adjectives. You're going to have 2 adjectives.
Amazing, lock it in.
Is correct.
And party, lock it in.
Party you already have labeled as a noun.
Oh.
That would be a bold move. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next one is pizza, describing what kind
that
of
is a noun.
party. It can be, but here's telling you what kind of party. And we already did the nouns, so you know it can't be a noun.
You said pizza as a noun. You said pizza earlier, and you said yes, and then under party.
No, I thought you said party. Then you said, oh, did I that one? No, I guess that's my fault when you said it, because you did so fast when you're locking it in. Yeah, I know it was party, and then you didn't say kids, did you?
I did say kids.
No, then did you say pizza and kids?
She said pizza.
My fault on that one. You got lucky. That one should have been wrong too. Hey, you. Yeah, so party was your first noun and kids was your second noun. But hey, now back to adverbs. You have 1 adverb. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Absolutely.
2
Lock it in.
is correct. And you have 1 preposition. 10,
With, lock it in.
8 is also correct. Now, if your verbs, either tell me they are action or boring. Is was action or boring? 10.
Action.
Are you asking me? 9, 8,
Was. No.
Seven.
What's the other one?
6. Both your options are right there.
Boring, lock it in.
Is correct. Packed. 10
Action, lock it in.
is also correct. And then nouns. So party, is that the subject or the object? 10, 9, 8,
Object, lock it in.
7, is incorrect. So that would make it the
Subject.
That's correct. And kids, subject or object.
Object, lock it in.
Is correct. And then for your adjectives, amazing describes what noun?
Party, lock it in.
Is correct. Pizza describes?
Party, lock it in.
And then your adverb absolutely modifies?
Packed, lock it in.
Is correct. Got you 4 points at the very end. Nicely done, you. And good job, Gonzalez. I'm going to give you a point for being able to do my scorekeeping. All right. And then who was that kid? Everhart. Well done, you. And I'll take that. You get to keep your own marker. I won't steal that from you. Thanks. Hey, that was your first round of the Magic Lens game show. Hopefully it was as exciting for the audience as it is for the people out there being all stressful and playing it. Once you play it once, you do not get a chance to be another contestant. So now you don't have to worry about it in the future. Those 2 sentences will show up on the quiz again. So if you wrote down the answers, which hopefully you did, that's going to end up helping you with the homework coming up. And then also helping you with the Socrative and also helping you with the quiz, because I'll come back and refer to the same things. So hopefully that helps guide you in the correct way. Now, you can take the notebook and get rid of that because we were done with that area. We're going to take a look at a poem, which is all kinds of fun and confusing, and push you guys forward from there. Let's see. We're going to take a look at this one called Injust, which is on your iPad. It's one of the ones we download on the right-hand side. If you don't want to look at it on the iPad, you can just look at it up here. This one I like, because when you first read it, it is absolutely confusing and will make no sense to you whatsoever. But as we get farther into it, you're going to start adjusting to it, and then you're going to realize you're a lot smarter than you think you are. So as an example, in the poem Injust, how many stanzas are we going to have in this poem? See, it comes down, here's the first column, and it continues over here into the second column. Gesundheit. Strong, bad? 10? Let's find out. So we start here. We have 1, skip a line. 2, skip a line. 3, skip a line. 4, skip a line. 5, skip a line. 6, skip a line. 7, skip a line. 8, skip a line. 9. We're 1 off. That's not too bad. So it's a total of 9 stanzas. As we go through it, I'm going to have you guys read it, and then I'll get a chance to read it. Here's the only things I want you to look for as we get into it. 1, when is our poem taking place? 2, where is our poem taking place? 3, who is in the poem? Figure that out, and I'll be pretty happy as we go through the first thing. Just figure out the when, the where, and the who. Peyton, thank you for volunteering to read the first half of it. I figure I'll give you the first 1, 2, 3, 4 stanzas, and we'll get a chance to go from there. I'm thankful for you to reading the second half, which is stanzas 5 through 9, which is the ones that go through there. Go for it.
In just spring, the world is muddiness.
Mud luscious.
Mud luscious. The little land balloon man whistles far and wee, and
Eddyville.
Eddingville come running from marbles and
Piracies.
It's spring, when the world is puddle wonderful.
The queer old balloon whistles far and wee, and beyond.
Betty Isbell.
Betty
Betty Isbell.
Betty is
Betty Isbell.
come dancing in hopscotch and jump rope, and it's spring and the goat-footed balloon man whistles far and wee.
Perfect sense, right?
Come from.
No, it does not.
Let's go through it again. In just spring, when the world is mud luscious, the little lame balloon man whistles far and wee, and Eddyville come running from marbles and piracies, and it's spring, when the world is puddle wonderful. The queer old balloon man whistles far and wee, and Betty Isbell come dancing from hopscotch and jump rope, and it's spring, and the goat-footed balloon man whistles far and wee.
I think I meant to watch Creature.
It does, probably for a reason we're going to get to in just a moment. It made so much more sense when I read it the second time. Like, Mr. Broviak, I
I
nailed
think
it.
Goat Man from Hercules.
Let's find out. All right, so as we get into it, let's see. When is our poem taking place? We figure out that part. Scally,
Spring.
why would you say spring?
just spring.
Oh, well done. It is taking place in spring. Now, is it taking place in the beginning, middle, or end of spring? And be able to back up your thinking without just guessing at me. Morgan?
Ending because the world, it says, wait, I think ending because, I don't know.
That was a strong backing up of your thinking. So you go, ooh, let's find out. So you have three choices, beginning, middle, or end. Raise your hand if you say it's taking place at the very beginning of spring. The middle of spring, end of spring. Ooh. On this one, your hint is in those first three words, and it says, in just spring. It means the just spring, meaning that if we have a timeline, and that's what season comes before spring?
Winter.
Winter, spring, what comes after spring? So as you're going along from winter, spring, into summer, and this is my line where it goes winter, winter, spring, we are just into spring. So you're going winter, 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 rawr, and your foot is just touching down. Yeah, that's where we are. We are just into the very beginning of spring. So what part of spring is it? The very beginning part of spring. Eaner?
You also know because it's really muddy after.
Because, Eaner, back during this time, what's on the ground during that time?
Snow.
And what happens to that snow when we get to spring?
No.
And what happens to the snow when it melts?
Mud.
And so, what word up there did you say goes back to that, Eaner?
Mud luscious.
Nicely done. And we'll come back to that mud luscious here in just a moment, too. Watch right now. Do you guys know what luscious means? Eanie?
Isn't it like unique?
Not quite, but you're on the right track. I like your thinking with it. Wagon?
I think it's kind of like beautiful because I know luscious is like beauty, like luscious flowers.
That would work. Rogers?
There's a lot of mud.
There is a lot of mud. I'd go for that too. Luscious just means a lot of something that you enjoy. You have like a lush forest, like a whole bunch of it. So mud luscious, well, let's go back. We have little kids, as we talked about in their Eddie and Bill and stuff like that. And what do little kids think about mud in springtime? Exactly. And so this would be your idea of mud luscious. If you have small children and they were to find themselves a mud puddle, they go diving into it like splash, and they go swimming in there and do little mud swimming. That would be the idea of mud luscious. So we have just the very beginning of spring when there's mud on the ground, and the kids are enjoying themselves. And who's our first character we introduce into our poem? Jacob?
Balloon man.
Balloon Man. Do you guys know what a balloon man is? A man made of balloons?
Someone with lines.
A man with balloons? Hang on 1 second, Wagon. I got to charge kids points real quick. They're being real distracting while I was trying to teach, which is so because I see stuff on your desk. That means we all have our desks cleared off. Anything on there, I mean, I got to charge you points. Silly children trying to distract me while I'm teaching. Oh, butterflies distract me. A balloon man. You said guy. You guys seen the movie Up?
Yeah.
And so the guy that goes around and does the selling of the balloons and stuff like that. Nowadays, we don't have a whole lot of balloon men. Maybe if you go to zoo, circus, something like that, they'll have balloon men there. Tomorrow, we'll come back and finish out talking about a balloon man and what the poem means and fun stuff from there. Thank you for playing today's round of Magic Lynn's game show. And tomorrow, we're going to introduce Battle Haiku and go from there.